Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the home opener for the Hudson Valley Hammers. Ed Estrada along with Ed Diller and Lynn Firm along with Steve Fells bringing you all the action. We're going to head right to the field to Steve Fells, who's got a special guest, Hudson Valley Hammer head coach Brandon Levine.
Hudson Valley Hammers home opener. We're here at Mount St Mary College. I'm joined by head coach Brandon Levine. Brandon, fantastic result last week. First game, 3-1 win. Tonight, different, obviously, level of opposition. Leaders, how do you feel about this evening?
Yeah, league leaders, it's first game in, 2 games in for them, so we're super excited about the start and the first 3 points, but obviously that's one game, so we're just taking this game by game. Doesn't matter if it's a national finalist, bottom of the table, mid-table, doesn't matter. Same approach to every match. We're looking to get 3 points, play our best, and give the fans a show for the home opener.
Fantastic. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve, and head coach Brandon Levine. As you heard with Steven, the Hammers won their opener last week against FC Motown, so they have 3 points and currently in 4th place, but only in 4th because of the fact that they've only played 1 game. So we're going to take a break here. We'll have all the action shortly between the Hudson Valley Hammers and last year's runner-ups in the USL League 2, the Long Island Roughnecks. Welcome back to Mount St. Mary College in beautiful Newburgh, New York, and the Hudson Valley region of New York State. Ed Estrada along with Stephen Fells, Ed Diller, and Lynn Fern bringing you all the action. Hudson Valley Hammers soccer, the home opener for the Hammers, taking on, and I apologize, I called Long Island before the Roughnecks, but they're really the Rough Riders. Last year's runner-ups in USL League 2 soccer. And Steve, you saw a little bit about, you know a lot about the Hammers these days, and a nice opening win for them last week, as you referenced with head coach Brandon Levine.
Yes, exciting to be at home. First game of the season for us at home, and following this we've got 3 away games. So this is certainly an early test for them. Starting 11 include some familiar faces, some new faces. It's going to be interesting to see just how tonight plays out. Can't assume that the starting 11 for their opponents is the same as last year either. We'll see what comes in.
And we have the Hudson Valley Hammer starting lineup. The goalkeeper is number 1, Ciaran Dalton. Also number 6, Sebastian Rojek. And then Matthew Wyatt. Paul McCaj, number 8. Andrew Maxwell, number 12. Number 17 is Nicholas Zailanka. Number 21, Israel Neto. Number 24, Damari Montaut. And number 29, Samori Powder. Take a break here while we play our national anthem. There you have the completion of the national anthem in our Hudson Valley Hammer home opener against the Long Island Roughriders. Finishing up the starting lineup for the Hammers, number 38, Ben Sikowski, and number 48, Alexander Zylanka. And over on the Long Island side of the ledger, their starting 11. Number 1, Wessel Spiel is behind the net. He pitched a shutout in the opener, 2-0 for the Roughriders. Number 4, Dion Dromers. Number 6, Albert Kang. Number 8, Giorgio Kaczewski. Number 10, Michael Susky. Number 16, Jared Gilbay. Number 18, Nicholas Cavallo. Number 20, Pierce Infuso. Number 21, Philip Merkovich. Number 23, Nick Dang. And number 24, Connor Langen. Tom Bowen, the head coach for the Roughriders, who come in at 2-0. They have 6 points so far to start this year. The Hammers, so far, the only team that's only played 1 game so far in the Metropolitan Division. They sit in 4th place with their 3 points off of their opening win against I think it was, FC Motown, defeating them 3-1 last week. Of course, the Hammers, led by last year's MVP, Samori Powder. And we look for a lot of the same from Samori this year, I'm expecting.
A few seconds to kick off. Who's just taking their top photo. Next home game here at Mouse and Mary is June 14th. Hudson Valley Hammers playing Cedar Stars. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff. And again, 3 away games following this.
Yeah, they'll be for their first 5 on the road.
Yeah, interestingly, against Cedar Stars, who are currently in 3rd with a win and a tie. So, no expectations there on an easy game if there is such a thing.
And the Cedar Stars, who called Middletown, New York, their home field last year. This time are down at Fairleigh Dickinson University on their Teaneck campus. So what was a kind of a local rivalry with the Cedar Stars has kind of gotten a little distance this year. So in red with the white numbers are the Long Island Roughriders. They're moving from left to right on your screen. And our Hudson Valley Hammers in the dark blue unis with the light blue numbers will be going from right to left on your screen. As the sun starts to set here at Newburgh, you'll see the shadows creeping from the bottom side of your screen to the top. Otherwise, a beautiful day. Temperature right now about 70 degrees. No wind at all whatsoever to affect this match.
Thank you as well to East Fishkill teams, the Mustangs and the Vipers, who are helping out with ball duties on the side. So those players that you see there, part of the East Fishkill Soccer Club.
Off and running here for the Hammers. On the near sideline, the ball goes out, kicked out by Long Island. And their Hammers will have an early throw-in on the near side. Another throw-in by number 48, Alexander Zylanka. On the far side, the shot in the box, kicked away by Long Island, and then kicked right back in by the Hammers. Some early pressure here by Hudson Valley. Looking to get off to a good start here against last year's runner-up in the USL League Two. Battling along the near side, both teams. So far to an even draw. It's number 17 in the middle, Nicholas Zylanka for Hudson Valley, but the foul called against the Hammers. And Long Island will look to go back on offense. Long kick, headed away by the Hammers. Kick downfield by Matt Wyatt for the Hammers. And the goalkeeper Wessel Spiel will take control for Long Island. Coming down the near side, the long strike to number 24. That's Connor Langen for the Rough Riders, but the ball goes out of bounds and a throw in for the Hammers. Montout out to Powder. As the ball crosses midfield. Trying to find the near side. That's number 21, Israel Neto. Neto trying to drive the baseline.
Neto scored a couple of goals last week. Fantastic first performance from him. Sure we'll be looking for something tonight as well.
His shot off the goalie Spiel. And for the first time this evening, it'll be a corner kick for the Hammers. Zelanka, Nicholas Zelanka taking the corner.
Ball comes in, cleared by Long Island. And he's just sent it up. Let's take it, kick it out. It's a throw in.
Maxwell tried to head that ball in, but it was a little bit too much on the corner getting under the ball. So a missed opportunity for the Hammers early. They've had the better of the play, the interception.
From Long Island. Can the Hammers take advantage?
There's a shot, kind of went off his instep by number 38, Ben Zakowski, after the interception by Neto. So early on, the pressure's been more on the side of the Hammers.
Hammers seem quite comfortable just letting Long Island play it out from the back. Applying pressure as we get to the middle of the field.
The shadows extending from the bottom of your screen towards the top. And goalkeeper for the Hammers, Dalton, comes up with the ball, and the Hammers are back on the attack. Tried to find Zelanka, but unsuccessful. And here's an opportunity for Long Island, the long ball to Philip Merkovich. Nice job that time defensively by the Hammers. Specifically Andrew Maxwell getting to that ball, making sure Long Island didn't get an opportunity. Another near interception, that time by the Hammers, and Long Island a little bit sloppy in the middle on defense. Give and go, number 21, Philip Merkovich with the ball for Long Island in red. Kaczewski up ahead to Kang. Kang on the near side to Langen. And there's a shot right at Dalton for the save by Connor Langen. So a nice job on the set, the long pass. And the Hammers, on a couple of occasions here, have tried the long ball to see if they can kind of sneak one behind the defense for Long Island. Hasn't quite worked, but they've come close a couple of times.
Yeah, it's a little bit hit and hope. Early stages of the game. Maybe you can get away with that. But they're going to need to start to build.
So far we saw one set piece by Long Island, but for the Hammers it's been mostly trying to get the ball downfield long and see if one of their attackers can penetrate.
The Hammers will be hoping to get a free kick within shooting distance. One of the goals from last week against FC Motown was Nick Zalonka.
On the near side, here comes Langan again, but does manage to keep it in bounds. There's a shot towards the goalkeeper. Not a bad shot there, but Dalton with the ball.
Interesting, even at these early stages, Long Island are favouring their right wing.
Nice shot by Powder over on the near side to Makaj. Intercepted again by Neto, who's done a nice job. Back to Makaj. And it'll be a corner for the Hammers. Nice job, Neto, a couple of times intercepting some of those Long Island passes. And this one results in another corner, the second one of the game for the Hammers.
Ended up Maxwell, number 12. He's off the back of the 6-yard box there.
You got Rojek for the Hammers right in front of the goalkeeper, and there's the corner. Montout with the ball back out to Powder. Gets it in the box, but it's kicked away by Long Island. Here come the Rough Riders. Susky gives it up on the far side to number 16, Jared Gilbay. And there'll be a throw-in for Long Island on the far side of the field. Long Island will reset just inside of midfield. Nice back kick. An opportunity from the left wing. Inside the box. Towards the middle, and the shot saved by Dalton. A nice job. Not sure if that would have caught the right corner of the net, but you can't take that for granted. Nice set play that time by the Rough Riders. And they're back on offense here after the turnover by the Hammers. It's number 23, Nick Dang. Intercepted that time and kicked back to the goalkeep by Alexander Zalanka for the Hammers. On the near side, he's got Neto. Neto tries to cut it back towards center. Gets kind of touched inside the box, but the referee waves it off. No foul called. And the Hammers will reset with Dalton. Maxwell. Once again, there's that long ball trying to see if he can get one of his teammates. This time, Zalanka trying to beat the defenders. And sooner or later, they're going to convert on one of these corners if Long Island just keeps hitting the ball out of bounds. There's a quick corner. Yeah. Really didn't have anybody in the box. Coming up on 34 minutes remaining here in the first half. No score between the Hammers and the Long Island Roughriders. The home opener for the Hammers here at Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh, New York. So far we've seen two different offensive strategies here. Set plays for the team in red, Long Island, and for the Hammers, just a lot of long balls trying to see if they can get somebody to penetrate with their speed behind the Long Island defense. Albert Kang, back to Philip Merkovich. Closely guarded by Powder. And the ball's kicked out of bounds, and Powder and the Hammers will go back on offense. It'll be a goal kick for Ciaran Dalton, the keeper for the Hammers. And Steve, you mentioned this is probably as hard a game that you could possibly have as a home opener, taking on the defending runner-ups in last year's final.
Yeah, the Hammers certainly haven't had it easy. Last week's win was against a good team. So everybody was obviously happy with the result there. They were 3-0 up at the half, which shows they dominated right from the beginning of the game. Now playing the league leaders is early, but there's no doubt this is the strongest team on paper. And then 3 away games before the next home game.
The shot into the box by Alexander Zelanka, headed out of the box by Long Island, but a nice little opportunity there for the Hammers, who've kind of shown they've got a little bit more speed than Long Island so far here in the early going. There's another attempt trying to get it inside, but it's taken by the goalkeeper Spiel, trying to find Nick Zelanka as he tries to penetrate between two Long Island defenders on several occasions. So far, the Rough Riders have been up to the challenge.
Again, Long Island using that right wing in their build-up offensively.
Just fighting for control, both teams near midfield. Finally, Jared Gilby, number 16, has it for the Rough Riders, and he'll kick it back towards his defensive man, Nick Dang, with the ball.
Quick thank you to our lead sponsor, Nike Soccer, who are behind all of our equipment, uniform, soccer balls. So thanks again to Nike Soccer.
And sloppy again, as we kind of hear some of the Long Island coaches unhappy with having them lose the ball out of bounds on a couple of occasions here in the first half. And Dalton will reset with the Hammers. Neto just beyond his reach. Neto up ahead, trying to find Zakowski, but batted away by Long Island, and they go back on offense. Nice job that time by Sebastian Rojek for the Hammers, getting it back to Dalton. Boy, pulled down, there's the whistle. I was wondering, it took a little while for that whistle to come out.
15 minutes in, pretty even. Hammers have had 3 corner kicks and haven't been able to take advantage of it. Again, still trying to play long ball soccer.
You figure the Hammers are saying we can try that 10 or 15 times. If we can get 1 or 2 out of it, it'll be a success.
As you mentioned earlier, just because of the success that Long Island had last year.
Gilby on the near side, batted away that time by Maxwell. Nice job. And for the first time, I believe this will be a corner for, no, it's going to be a throw-in. Went along the sideline. We're a little bit obstructed on the near side corner. And the throw-in will be taken by Connor Langen for the Rough Riders. Stolen away and kicked downfield by the Hammers. And they'll reset on offense. Nick Dang. Long ball down the near side to Langen. Langen gets to the ball before it goes out of bounds. Susky fighting for it. Long Island will reset near midfield. No score, 28 minutes remaining here in the first half. Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh, New York, the Hudson Valley Hammers, and the Long Island Roughriders in USL League Two action. The long ball to the left corner of the box, intended for Albert Kang. It'll be a throw-in for Connor Langen and the Roughriders. Ball in the box, kicked away by the Hammers. It'll be a throw-in for Hudson Valley. Just over the head of Zakowski, and Long Island will look to reset by kicking the ball back out to their goalkeeper, Wessel Spiel. I know in the opening game for Long Island, Spiel pitched a shutout. Not sure what their score was last week in their win. Long Island leads the Metropolitan Division with a 2-0 record and 6 points. Hammers trying to tie them up and go to 2-0 themselves if they can pull off the win this afternoon. Got a player down for, looks like we'll get the whistle as the ball goes out of bounds. That's number 16 on the ground for Long Island, Jared Gilbay. And we'll have a break here with 26:08 remaining and the clock running. It'll add to extra time as the trainer heads out.
Again, next home game for the Hammers, June the 14th. Here at Mount St. Mary against Cedar Stars, kick off at 7 p.m. That's preceded by 3 away games. Cedar Stars again on May 31st. On June 3rd, Hammers are at Ironbound Soccer Club. And then on June 8th, they're at Fox Soccer Academy.
And actually, Mr. Spiel for Long Island hasn't given up a goal, as both wins this year for Long Island was by 2-0 scores. They defeated the Westchester Flames to open up the year with 2 second-half goals, one by Bryson Hankins and the other one by Ryan Carmichael. The first one in the 68th minute, the second one in the 82nd minute. And then last week they defeated FA Euro New York by the same score of 2-0. So Spiel's had 2 shutouts here, and so far no score on the board for the Hammers as well. And as Steve mentioned, the Hammers coming off their opening season win last week by a score of 3-1. Tough stretch to start the season with 4 of the first 5 on the road for the Hammers. For those of you who are not familiar with USL League Two soccer, it's a nationwide soccer organization with many different divisions. The Hammers are part of what's called the Metropolitan Division, which includes obviously the Roughriders, Manhattan Soccer Club, Cedar Stars, the Hammers, the New Jersey Copa FC, Westchester Flames, FC Motown, STA, and FA Euro New York, as well as, I'm not sure if Ironbound is in the Metropolitan Division, but they do play against most of the teams within division. Ironbound down in Newark, New Jersey.
Looks like Long Island are being forced into an early substitution. Number 16, Jared Gilby, coming off there. He was the injured party. So Long Island down to 10 men right now. Hammers will probably just give the ball back.
Yep, that's what they're going to do.
And Long Island have replacement players warming up on the side.
And that's what Alexander Zalanka does. Kicks the ball over to the Long Island keeper, while a player gets ready on the sideline for a long ball there, taken by Dalton. as number 16, Jared Gilby, tries to run it off on the sideline here and try to get back into this game.
He's shaking his head. I don't think it's good.
Yeah, he's saying no. He just told him no, and one of the other players is taking off his shirt and putting on a game shirt.
He's going to take advantage of this short period of the game where they do have the extra player.
Almost getting down there is Zelanka. Zakowski. Zelanka takes a shot. Couldn't get enough on the ball as he tried to shoot it around Nick Dang. And so a fairly easy save for Spiel. And that, no foul. Now we are going to get a call. Boy, these whistles have been a little late.
What has been going on? Number 15 for Long Island Roughriders, Barry Sharifi, ready to come into the game.
And he's being whistled in, so both teams back to even strength, but an advantage here on a kick for the Hammers off the foul, so it'll be number 17, Nick Zelanka, taking the kick.
Can you repeat last week's magic?
We've got Makaj right next to him. Neto just to the right center of the box. I think that's Zakowski. Near the center. Here's a shot by Zelanka. Right, just missed it to the left side of the net. Wessel Spiel was headed in that direction, but he had a good opportunity there.
It's close, this game, but certainly the better opportunities have gone the way of the Hammers so far. 20 minutes left of this first half, still 0-0. Lying on the ball.
Long ball intercepted by the Hammers. And they take control. Down the near side, that one will go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Long Island.
Thank you to East Mustangs and Vipers for keeping that ball in play. Line up for the ball. Travel header there by Maxwell.
That one went off of Zakowski. But a nice job by Zakowski putting pressure defensively on Long Island. That one's kicked away by Wyatt. Nothing coming easy here for Long Island so far in the first half. Intercepted by Matout. Wyatt up ahead. Wyatt regains it. He's going to get a call here and a foul against Long Island. The Hammers looking for a yellow card. And Long Island successfully pleading their case.
So he's going to get a warning.
Hammers pointing out that this is the second time. Zelanka will take the kick.
Powder at the back.
Hasn't had too many touches here in the first half. Most of the action has been on the near side. There's the long ball. Matout almost got in behind the keeper, but a nice job by Spiel in grabbing it before it had any opportunity to get to the attacker. On offense here, Long Island, kicked away by Montout. And they'll reset at midfield with Dion Drummers. Dang. Rough Riders trying to set up on offense. Kachev's.
Brandon Levine there, giving some instructions from the sideline. Carl's pressing.
Nice job. Neto. Try to get Zelanka. He's down hurt right now, not back on defense. And he's limping a little bit. We'll see how that materializes here on the offensive side of the field for the Hammers. There's one inside. Now he looks okay. He's not hurt anymore, that's for sure. He got behind the defender, had an opportunity, and as you mentioned, Steve, so far here in the first half, the Hammers have had the better of the play. So Zukowski feeling much better. Not being able to connect on that pass, but he's up trying to put pressure on that back line for Long Island.
Again, 24 for Long Island, just hugging that sideline on the right there. Stretching out the defense for the Hammers.
Nice pressure that time by the Hammers, forcing their turnover. There's Powder on the right side coming down the right wing.
Been known to score from those positions. Unfortunately, he's dispossessed. So he is the 18-yard box.
Trying to counter here are the Rough Riders. Rotate the ball down to the near side. Intercepted. Nice job by Neto on the up front pressure, and here comes the Hammers. Neto getting the ball right back on the left side of the box, trying to turn the corner, and he's got his shot that's kicked away by Spiel.
Pulled offside, unfortunately.
Nice job, though, defensively by Neto and Paul Makaj. Coming up on 15 minutes remaining here in the first half. No score at Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh, New York. The home opener for the Hudson Valley Hammers as they take on one of last year's finalists, the runner-ups, the Rough Riders from Long Island. Nice shot there that time by Michael Susky. Was looking for the foul call, but none came. And the Hammers take over on offense. Up ahead to Neto. Neto over the middle.
Powder going wide. Can he get there? It's a little bit too high.
Yeah.
Even with his pace, he's not going to get there.
So goal kick here for Spiel and the Rough Riders.
Into the last 15 minutes of the first half. Still 0-0 tie. Hammers having slightly the better chances. Number 24, Conor Langham pressing that right wing again.
Down the middle. That's Giorgio Kachevsky. Up ahead. A nice ball. Gets inside and a save, not by the goalkeeper.
Just some seriously good defending.
That was headed for the back of the net for Long Island, but a great job that time.
Andrew Maxwell's getting pats on the back from everybody.
Yep, that's who it was. Maxwell behind his goalkeeper. Kicked it away, and it'll be a corner opportunity. I believe this is the first corner opportunity for Long Island. Headed away by Makaj. Ball comes right back, punched away by the goalkeeper, and once again, there's Maxwell. But there is an offside call, yep. So a couple of close calls there. One defensively, a save by Maxwell, and the second one on an offsides.
Trying to see from our angle is very difficult. It would appear that the head coach for Long Island is, I think, suggesting there was a handball that prevented that goal from going in, but the referee's having a little bit hard there.
Neto, left corner of the box, over the middle, and then back to Neto. And there's going to be a foul.
In a very interesting area. Neto's drawn that free kick, surrounded by players. This is the best opportunity the Hammers have had this half.
And it's coming with 12 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's been an entertaining half despite no scores, with some opportunities for both teams. Early on for the Hammers and more recently for the Roughriders, but an opportunity here on the kick. Looks like it's going to be taken by Nick Zelanka. Neto and Zakowski both just to the right side. There's a shot, hits the wall. Zelanka gets it back, tries to get it towards the net, and Spiel comes up with the ball. Some good pressure defensively, forces the throw in from Long Island. Langen. On the far side is Long Island. Sharifi tried to find offsides. Try to get you that number, who was offsides for Long Island as he tried to get into the box.
I'm going to try and do a public service now, public service announcement. I've lived in this country 28 years, and my hope is that I can get soccer, and it's hard for me to say that word, soccer fans to understand there's no such thing as offsides, plural, in soccer. There is offside, singular. I've only got to convince 330 million people.
You can start with this one, number one.
I think it's a hockey term. I mean,
It is.
I'm not a hockey fan, but...
You are correct. And also in American football.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
See, I'm a football fan. I should know that.
Yeah. Usually when the defense gets in before they're supposed to. Near side Langen for Long Island. Yep, Neto heads it away and gets the ball right back. No foul call there. And it leads to a counter. Montout, yeah, did a nice job getting it out of there to Powder. Zelanka try to get it back to Powder, but here comes the Roughriders with numbers. There's a long shot over the net, over the gate, and into one of the dorms here at Mount St. Mary College. Ed Estrada, Steve Fells, Ed Diller, our producer, Lynn Fern on camera, bringing you all the action here from Mount St. Mary College. Hudson Valley Hammer soccer, their second season after what would be termed a pretty successful inaugural season, just missing the playoffs, actually tying for the last spot, but not qualifying due to goal differential. I believe a Vermont team just edged them out, if I remember correctly. Headed away. Back to Maxwell. Throw in for Long Island on the near side. About 7.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Another long ball. We've seen all of a sudden in the second part of this first half, Long Island go away from the set pieces and have joined the Hammers and just trying to hit the long ball. Powder for one of his few touches here in the first half. Wyatt on the near side. Up to Zelanka, Alexander. There's two Zelankas here, so we want to make sure we identify the right one as the ball goes out. To battle is to find out whether it's a corner or a throw-in, and the officials are calling a corner and an opportunity here with 6.5 remaining in the first half for the Hammers. Try to get it inside. Neto kicked away that time by Long Island. It'll be a throw-in on the near side. Coaches for Long Island having an argument here with the official. Zelanka throwing it in. Neto. Zakowski takes the throw in. Tried to give it right back, but Zakowski got thrown to the ground and couldn't receive the pass from Makaj. So both teams getting a little chirpy with the officials. Powder getting ready to receive that and heads it away on the offense. It was a nice job. Zakowski trying to beat his defender back there, but it's headed away by Nick Dang for Long Island. But it leads to a Hammer possession. Zakowski on the far side tried to give it back to Powder, but it's intercepted by the Roughriders. Long Island trying to reset on the near side. I think the ball went off the head of Powder there out of bounds, and so Long Island will retain possession. A reset near midfield. The long ball. Langen, who's been waiting for that for most of the second part of the second half. The cross through the box. Comes over to Filip Mirkovic. Mirkovic. Back out to Gilby. Not Gilby. Sorry, that's Albert Kang. Blocked by his own player in the box. And that's going to be a foul against Long Island. Powder up ahead to Wyatt. Powder now towards the middle. He's got some room. Nice pass inside. Tried to get it across. Maybe let him a little bit too much as the Hammers just missed on the connection. And
Powell's playing well there. I think the pass was just a little bit too late.
this time he, instead of staying back on that far sideline, he came back a little bit more towards center. And didn't look like Long Island was prepared for that move by Powder. Loose ball will go head back over to Dalton, the goalkeeper for the Hammers. As we approach 2 minutes remaining here in the regular time of the first half. There was an injury earlier, so there'll be a couple minutes of extra time here in the first half. Powder up ahead again. Nice pass. Going in the wrong direction is Sebastian Rojek. And unfortunately turns the ball over to Long Island. Langen trying to find Susky, but it's going to get called for the offsides. It's a pretty easy offside. Susky lost track of where he was on the field. There's a long ball by Dalton. Tried to find Nick Zelanka. Ball goes out of bounds and Long Island will take over. Looking for Mirkovic on the near side, almost intercepted by Neto, but he does force the ball back to the Long Island goalkeeper.
Last minute of first half regular time. Not sure how long the referee will add. We can expect a few minutes.
Throw in for Long Island. Langen
Fine pressure.
creates the turnover. Zakowski
Great ball. Hammers have to do something here.
fell down. Zelanka did at the last second. Otherwise, he might have had an opportunity.
Fine first touch there.
Finishing up the last couple of seconds of regular time. We're into extra time here now in the first half. Powder comes up with the turnover. Montout over to Dalton. Not sure how much extra time will be put up. Zakowski trying to beat out Dang of Long Island. Couldn't quite get there, but a nice effort by Ben Zakowski. Throw in, intercepted, a bad pass to the goalkeeper, but luckily Dalton ran up and got there just in the nick of time. Tough to kick those from midfield across the field towards the middle, especially. It's going to be a foul called against Long Island. We're in extra time here. About 30 seconds is what I thought I heard. There's a long ball in the box. It's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Long Island.
Referee checking his watch.
Probably going to do it as whistles to his mouth, and that'll do it off the goal kick. So we've reached halftime here at Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh in your USL League Two matchup, the home opener for the Hudson Valley Hammers and the Long Island Roughriders. Tied, no score. Some pretty even action between both teams as we head into halftime, and we'll take a break here. Ed Estrada, Steve Mills, and Lynn Fern bringing you all of the action, as well as Ed Diller here from Mount St. Mary College. All tied at 0 here in the first half. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh, New York. At Estrada, Steve Fells, Ed Diller, and Lynn Fern bringing you all of the action here. Hudson Valley Hammers Soccer, their home opener here in 2023. No score at the half between the Hammers and last year's finalist, the Long Island Roughriders. A lot of action in that first half, some errors as well, but it kind of looked for the most part like the Hammers definitely held their own there in the first half, Steve.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little bit disappointed. They had lots of opportunities. They didn't convert. Probably the best opportunity going to Long Island and some excellent defensive play.
And for the Rough Riders, number 17, Ryan Carmichael, looks like he's coming out here in the second half. Also, Pierce Infuso is out there. Giorgio Kaczewski. This time we'll have Samori Powder for the Hammers on the near side, as the Hammers in the dark blue with the light blue numbers will be going from left to right on your screen. And the Rough Riders in red with white numbers will be going from right to left. The goalkeeper for the Rough Riders is Wessel Spiel, and for the Hammers, Ciaran Dalton.
Mention again to our league sponsor, Nike, Nike.com. Mention Yvonne Sis, a repeat sponsor. Thank you to Yvonne Sis. YvonneSis.com. Assist accelerate digital transformation through low-code solutions. Find out more at YvonneSis.com.
The light's just starting to take effect here as the sun sets behind us here in the Hudson Valley region of New York. And we're off and running here in the second half. No score between the Rough Riders and the Hammers. The Rough Riders in red lead the Metropolitan Division of the USL League 2 with 6 points, going 2-0 in the opening round two games. Both 2-0 wins for the Rough Riders, and the Hammers coming off their 3-1 victory last week against FC Motown. Going in on the far side, that's Langen. As the ball goes out, it'll be a throw in for the Rough Riders. Near side now, Powder streaking down the sideline. There's the pass to Samori, trying to get in on the box and beat his defender. Does a nice job warding it off. This time it's number 6, over the middle, and a shot and a save that time. Trying to find the streaker come in, Sebastian Rojak.
Great goal there from Makaj, who created that opportunity.
But we mentioned early on that Powder didn't really get involved too much on the offense there in the first half, a little bit towards the end of that half. And we've seen right away here, we talked about during halftime that Powder would likely be more involved on offense here in the second half, and we saw that in the opening couple of minutes. Another long ball, trying to find Zelanka, but headed back to the goalkeeper for Long Island. Maxwell checking closely defensively, forcing Long Island to reset on their side of the field. Cavallo over to Sharifi. Throws a ball into the box, headed away by the Hammers. Powder try to find number 17, Nicholas Zelanka. It'll be a throw in for Long Island.
First few minutes of this half, Long Island to come out, pressing them a little bit more. Hammers seem to be happy to just sit back and soak that pressure up.
Sharifi back. Sharifi is in because of an injury to Jared Gilby in the first half for Long Island. The long ball, a little bit too much that time for Albert Kang. It'll be a goal kick for Hudson Valley. Powder off the feed from the goal keep. The long one to Zakowski, intercepted by Long Island. Sharifi up ahead to Carmichael, who came into the second half here. He did not start for Long Island. The ball inside the box and the save by Dalton.
Pick up there for the Hammers goalkeeper. Another good now to the card.
Powder.
Hopefully we'll see some of his speed here.
Trying to get around the corner. Trying to turn it and cross. There's the cross, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. Wind picking up slightly here in Newburgh as the sun sets and the temperature begins to drop. Looked like that caught the jet stream. Montout did a nice job checking his player. The ball's kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Long Island. Sharifi. Moutot, it gets inside, and the shot just goes wide left. Number 6, Albert Kang, did a nice job getting around Montout for the Hammers, and he just missed. It might have caught that left post a little bit.
Yeah, I think Roger for the Hammers is going to be disappointed he got muscled off the ball leading into that fight.
Montout with the long ball. Tried to find Zelanka. Goes over his head. And Infuso lets his goalkeeper take it. Montout again. Kicks it back to his goalkeeper. Dalton. Long Island. Been a bit more aggressive offensively here, the Roughriders have. As we mentioned, they've won their first 2 games by 2-0 scores, and in both games, both goals were scored in the second half. Here come the Roughriders. I think that went off number 21, Philip Merkovich. It'll be a throw-in for Powder and the Hammers. Montott getting checked heavily that time by Carmichael. Carmichael comes away with it. Sharifi has an opportunity in the box, in the middle, and the goal for number 8, Giorgio Kaczewski. And with 37:57 remaining in regulation time, the Roughriders, like they've done in their first 2 games, have used the second half to put up a score. That was created by the turnover and the heavy check by Ryan Carmichael on the near side as he took on Damari Montout for the Hammers, came away with the ball. And now the Hammers will have to fight back from a 1-0 deficit.
Disappointed there from the Hammers.
Hudson Valley. Zakowski tried to get it in the box with the cross. Hammers still with the offensive possession. Powder on the right side. Trying to get around the corner. His shot hits the outside of net. It was deflected, I thought. And it was, so it'll be a corner kick for the Hammers. An opportunity here to see if they can tie this game up. Zakowski taking the corner from the right side. Shot was long. Montout almost headed it in. Ball up for grabs. Here comes Long Island. The long ball on the near side to Carmichael. Carmichael will stop it before it goes out of bounds. He created the first opportunity for Long Island after sitting in the first half. There's an opportunity for Carmichael once again. Ball ends up going out of bounds. And the Hammers will take control with the goal kick. Montout. And another turnover here. Sharifi now. Kang with the cross. Kang was the one that assisted on that opening goal. This time turns the ball over on the pass at the top of the box, and here comes Neto trying to find Zakowski on the far side, but that's intercepted by Long Island, and they're back on offense. Langen back to Nick Dang. Ball up ahead, trying to find Langen, headed away by the Hammers. Spiel, who has not given up a goal through 2.5 games here to start the season for Long Island. Carmichael over the middle, the cross, almost got it, and at the last minute, Montott was able to bat it away, but somehow, defensively, the Hammers a little slack that time. Looking for his second goal was Giorgio Kaczewski off the feed by Albert Kang. Check that. I believe that was Carmichael who gave him the feed that time. But Carmichael, the fresh legs here in the second half for Long Island, has really had an impact in the first 12 minutes of the second half. Dalton. No doubt the team in red, the Rough Riders, have had the better of the play here in the second half, resulting in a goal. And they're back on offense. Hammers seem to be on their heels here in the second half. A nice give and go. Cavallo tried to cross it but went behind the net, so the Hammers will take control. Powder on the near side, defended by Kang. Closely checked. A nice job by Kang defensively there, forcing Powder back towards the corner. Ball's turned over to Long Island. Merkovich hits the ball back, and Long Island will reset on offense. $31.50 remaining in regular time. Philip Merkovich with the ball. Montaut comes off with the turnover for the Hammers, and now it's Powder. Sharifi picks up the loose ball and gets fouled on the play, and it's going to be a yellow.
It's a very different start to the second half from Long Island. A bit after the ball from kickoff. Hammers struggling, certainly defensively with the pressure.
Rojek gets the yellow for the Hammers. As we have some substitutes now for Hudson Valley. Coming out of the game is Ben Zakowski and Montaut, and coming in is number 28, Jaid Hamdawa, and also, I think it was 57. We'll have to get the score. If it was 57, it's Joseph DiPreda coming in for Hudson Valley. My apologies if I'm pronouncing Jade's last name incorrectly. I believe it's Hamdawa. Kick in the box. Powder heads it out. Still on offense is Long Island. Cross over the middle, kicked away.
Interesting that Hammers made the substitution for the centre defence. Different struggling.
Nick Dang trying to get around the corner there for Long Island. Kicked away by the Hammers, but it'll be a throw-in. The action has been mostly on this side of the field, offensively for Long Island and defensively for Hudson Valley. There's the long shot across the field, goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick.
The final 30 minutes of regular time. Hammers behind for a second half goal from Long Island Roughriders.
Long ball headed out, and it'll be a throw-in for Hudson Valley. Zelanka will take it, and he's going to hand it over to Powder. So he'll throw it in for the Hammers. I'm going to give that ball to Hudson Valley. Even if it did go off of Powder, he was definitely fouled on the play, pushed out. Hammers trying to get something going offensively here in the second half. They'll reset. Just in the ball game and having an impact there was DiPreda. There's this shot, goes way over the net. Really had no chance. Off the foot of Alexander Zelanka. And the goal kick for Wessel Spiel. Hammers trying to be the first one to put it behind Spiel, as he has pitched a couple of shutouts through the first 2.5 games. You can tell that the goal kick's coming from right to left now. That's in the wind direction. They're going a little bit longer than the players think the ball will go, since there was no wind during the first half. Nice job, Neto. Try to find DiPreda. Sharifi up ahead to Carmichael. Sharifi.
Lining up, waiting for the opportunity.
Merkovich. Nice give, and the shot saved that time by Dalton, who stayed awake. That was a nice shot. Believe that might have been Dion Dromers with the shot. And now Carmichael might have an opportunity, but he's offsides. Offside,
Good man.
singular. As my European friend reminds me. Unfortunately, soccer's just really starting in Puerto Rico, so I can't. We're more of a baseball area. There's a beautiful shot that goes wide. Just couldn't make the turn on the shot.
Hammers responding. They have to get it on target.
They've had opportunities both in the first half. Not as much here in the second half, though they had one there on a nice give by Powder. Powder seems to be more dangerous towards the middle of the field. Headed away by Rojek. Trying to save it on the sideline, but it'll be a throw-in for Long Island. And right away, number 18, Cavallo gets it into Carmichael, and that's batted away by Powder. Cavallo tried to cross over the middle. Oh, and just thrown down. Here comes a yellow, and it's deserved.
I have no idea how that player can argue that.
All he can do is turn around and say, sorry. He got me.
I believe that Long Island received a red card in their last game. Certainly not shy of being physical.
So we're even up on the yellow cards here.
One touch cycle there from the Hammers.
Long ball up to Carmichael on the right wing. His shot. Dalton with the beautiful save. The rebound by Sharifi. Batted away by Dalton, and he single-handedly has kept this a one-goal deficit for the Hammers.
Corner kick to Long Island. Somebody help him out there. Let's go now, Hammers. Let's go. I won't be in any rush to take this.
Merkovich will take the corner on the left side this time. And really a lot of opportunities coming here in the second half. And Steve, you mentioned it. They've been a second half team so far here in the early part of the season. Nice job by Dalton coming out to grab that before he could cause any damage. Up ahead, trying to find Hamdawow. It'll be a throw-in for the Hammers. 23:20 remaining here in regular time of the second half. Powder. One-on-one, gets around one of the defenders, trying to cross it, and that'll create another corner this time for the Hammers. Actually, it'll be a throw-in. Wyatt.
Another wasted opportunity. Hammers not doing simple stuff.
Sometimes passing the ball is how you become a hero.
Let's go, Hammers! Simple things perfectly.
The Roughriders have definitely been the better team. Yeah, that was a handball. And now another yellow.
Time wasting there by Long Island, kicking the ball away.
That's on Sharifi, number 15. As we mentioned, he came into this game as part of an injury to Gilby for Long Island. Turnover for the Roughriders, taken right back by the Hammers, and they'll get rewarded with a throw-in. Hammers will get a kick here off the foul by Long Island.
Oh, again, a little bit chippy. Soft free kick here. Question is whether the Hammers can actually do anything with this one.
They're only
On the edge of the 18 yard box.
down a goal, so all it takes is one solid play to put it in the net. Headed away by Long Island. It's got Carmichael and Sharifi ahead. Finds Carmichael. Nice job defensively, but it'll be a throw-in for the Roughriders. Langan will take that for Long Island. $20 minutes remaining in regulation time. Another throw-in. The cross inside the box to Langan, trying to find Sharifi, but gets kicked out, and it'll be a corner opportunity for Long Island, trying to extend a 1-0 lead right now on the strength of a goal from Giorgio Kaczewski. The header just goes wide left. Both teams asking for possession, but given to the Hammers. Head coach for Long Island saying he hasn't had a single decision. But they find themselves up. Powder. Powder trying to get around the corner. Opportunity to set up. Neto on the far side. He's going to thought Powder would be down there in the corner again. And they are going to call a foul here. And a yellow, again, this time against number 6, Albert Kang.
He's going to need to be careful. Referee has now given out his third yellow to them. The last thing they want to do is go down a man. So they make a substitution to address that.
Zalanka getting ready to kick. Also nearby is Makaj. And a good opportunity here, a solid opportunity to tie this game up for the Hammers. And a wasted opportunity with a shot right off the top. Going to have a substitution here soon for Long Island. As Steve mentioned, make sure they that they avoid a red, with 3 yellows already having been issued here in the second half against Long Island. About 17 minutes remaining in regular time. Ed Estrada, Steve Fells, Ed Diller, Lynn Fern bringing you all the action from Mount St. Mary College as number 11 Finn McBride checks in for Sharifi, who had come into the ball game off of injury to Gilby in the first half for Long Island. Did a nice job in his role as a substitute this evening. Long kick by Spiel. Carmichael. Here come the Rough Riders. And they'll set. They've definitely been the better team in regards to set pieces. Kaczewski.
Number 8 for Long Island with his second goal. Hammer's going to have now a very difficult game. They're going to have to push. It's going to create gaps at the back. They bring on number 58 Kevin Leonard in an attempt to start to correct things. And also number 16 Nicholas Fernandez. 15 minutes left. Hammers down 2-0. Copybook game for Long Island Roughriders based upon their season so far. If it stays this way, I think the Hammers are going to regret not taking advantage in that first half. They certainly had opportunities. The opportunities in the second half haven't been
As much.
yeah, and again,
But they've had them. Yeah.
You've got to get that foot over the ball, keep the ball down. The intensity from the Hammers being picked up. But is it too little, too late?
DePrezza throws it in, and on the far side, the Hammers regain control. They're down by 2. Opportunity in the box. Kicked away. Carmichael up ahead.
Ball managed to get through to Kevin Leonard. No support. And then sloppy pass straight back to Long Island. Ball over the top. No offside flag. And it's 3-0. When the Hammers look back at this, they're going to see missed opportunities. They're going to see sloppy giveaways.
It's been a map here on how their games go. The first 2 games for Long Island, just like this one, was 0.
Left of regular time. The Hammers now really just trying to get something out of this game. Highly unlikely that they're going to get any points. You can hope.
And just like the announcers on this game, the Hammers have been choked up in the second half. See if Hudson Valley can, you know, as we found out last year, goal differential is always important.
It is, but what we're seeing here again is sloppy passing from the Hammers. Gives the ball to Long Island. Lot to learn from this game for the Hammers. It's still early in the season. They will get a chance, plenty of chances, to improve upon the performance. Interesting to see what Joseph has to say after the game. What we're seeing here, long ball, hitting home.
And that's been the mantra for most of this game. Just trying to hit the long ball, see if they get lucky with getting behind the defense. But as you can see from the scoreboard, that has not worked for the Hammers.
One thing makes a difference. But I have to say, Long Island have converted. They've been, when they've had opportunities, they've found the back of the net. And the Hammers haven't, and they're still under pressure now.
There's a shot just missed wide by number 11, Finn McBride. Dalton will get the goal kick for Hudson Valley. Coming up on the last 10 minutes of regular time, Long Island has taken control as they get ready for some mass substitutions here. With a 3-0 lead. Also coming off the field for the Hammers will be Samori Powder. Number 25 coming into the ball game, Muhammad Suma. And also coming in, number 22, Devin Hanu for the Hammers. You can tell by Powder's reaction, he wasn't too happy with how things turned out here in the second half.
I don't think there'll be many people in blue particularly happy. Proverbial game of two halves. It's tough to watch this because you know that they can play at a high level. But they're not. 9 minutes left of regular time. I can't think there'll be an enormous amount of time added on. Ireland again, muscling the Hammers off the ball.
And they'll set up again, and which is what they've done for most of this game, is done a nice job with some of their set pieces on the give and go to Kang. Kaczewski with the 2 goals for Long Island. For 2 of the 3 goals for Long Island here in the second half.
Long Island are going to make a triple substitution here.
Coming in will be number 2, Jansen Miller. Number 25, Bryson Hankins. And number 3, Frederick Jorgensen.
Getting more time off the clock.
Coming off the field will be Nick Dang, Albert Kang, and number 21, Philip Merkovich.
This game was effectively over with that second goal, the third goal certainly. Finished it, free kick there to Long Island.
Carmichael gets fouled on the play. Reminder once again, the Hammers are on the road for their next 3 games. Their next home game will be on June 14th at 7 o'clock right here at Mount St. Mary College when they take on the Cedar Stars. Long ball in the box, goes wide, and it'll be a goal kick. It'll be the first of 3 straight home games for the Hammers. After June 14th, they'll have a home game on June 17th at 7:30 against Ironbound, and then on June 24th at 7:30 also against FC Motown.
So the stats of this game have Long Island with 8 shots on goal and the Hammers with 3. Again, the difference, they managed to find the back of the net.
Yeah. And
Third goal
and
was no good, by the way.
and
That was a silly turnover.
3 shots on goal could be deceiving for the Hammers. They had other opportunities, except the shots weren't actually on goal. They hit a couple of free kicks well over the top of the net. Some of them are headed over to Stewart Airport. Under 6 minutes left in regular time, 3-0. For the team in red, the Long Island Roughriders. And I think I referred to them earlier as the Roughnecks, and with 3 yellow cards here in the second half, you know, I wasn't that far off base.
They've certainly been the more aggressive of the two sides. They've started off their second half very differently to how they finished the first. The Hammers struggling with the physicality again and not taking advantage of opportunities presented to them several times through the game.
Some roughhousing there. Foul going against Long Island, so the Hammers will take control and see if they can put one up on the board here as the game gets inside of 5 minutes.
Expects Long Island to simply play down that clock. They'll be looking to control the game, keep it away from their own 18-yard box wherever possible. The Hammers, honestly, at this point, can just hope that they're going to get some consolation goal.
Carmichael has been active here in the second half. Called against number 11, Finn McBride. Wind seems to be picking up a little bit even more as the night progresses here at Newburgh. Long kick by Spiel. Ball goes out of bounds off of Leonard.
Good thank you again to East Fishkill Mustangs and Vipers for doing a good job with the ball. Kick there for Long Island. Take another minute off the clock.
That'll be our goal scorer, Giorgio Kaczewski, taking the corner on the left side for Long Island.
Comes in, but way too long. It's going to hit Hudson before it hits the back of the net. Straight back
Long.
in now.
Yep. Thought for a second they might have been offsides, but they weren't. Offside. Leonard on the near side. Foul called against Long Island here inside 2 minutes. Zelanka will take the free kick. Off target.
A lot of silly little mistakes, lots to learn from this game. Between now and their next game, which is again, which is on May 31st away at Cedar Stars. And we're going to have to take a good look at
And the way the
capitulation in the second half.
Rough Riders have started this season, it's going to be a battle for second in the Metropolitan Division. So the Hammers will have to shake this game off rather quickly and then go down to Teaneck, New Jersey to face Cedar Stars in a game between two teams that are closely matched.
Seconds left of regular time.
Throw in for the Hammers as we start the countdown here on regular time. Foul against Long Island.
Long Island controlling the ball, controlling the game.
That's the end of regular time right now. 3-0 for Long Island. Game hasn't been in doubt since about the 5-minute mark into the second half. Shouldn't be too much time left. It's going to be a foul called against the Hammers.
And again, Long Island will take their time on this. And again, the last few seconds of what it looks like an almost inevitable 3-0 win to the Rough Riders. Goes out for a goal kick.
Again, we're in extra time here. 3-0 for Long Island, the team in red over the Hammers. They'll quickly throw it in, trying to see if they can get one late opportunity to put one up on the board. But after a 3-goal barrage in their last game against FC Motown, they've been shut down here as Spiel, Wessel Spiel, for the goalkeeper for Long Island, is about to put up his third straight shutout to start the season. A lot more extra time than I thought would be, since there wasn't really any injuries. Yeah. For a second, I thought he'd have to add extra time for all the coughing that we did up here. Our apologies, as the temperature has changed and affected the announcers here a little bit. Always seemed to happen when Long Island was about to score, and that'll do it here at Mount St. Mary College. So on the strength of 3 goals in the second half, the Long Island Roughriders add another 3 points to their ledger. They now have 9 points and have gone 3-0 to start the season. The first loss of the season as the Hammers drop to 1-1 and will stay with 3 points and in 4th place right now in the Metropolitan Division. They'll be on the road the next 3 games. We'll see you back here at Mount St. Mary College on June 14th when the Hammers take on their next opponent, which will be Cedar Stars on June 14th, and that'll be followed by 2 more games, June 17th against Ironbound and June 24th against FC Motion right here at Mount St. Mary College. So if you can't make it out here to Newburgh to watch the Hammers, we hope you're out there in the live stream world as the Hammers fall to the Long Island Roughriders by a score of 3-0. For Ed Estrada and Ed Diller and Steve Fells and Lynn Fern, we want to thank you for